Good afternoon, Whalecoin Talk community. My name is Noah. I'm here today with Riley of Spartan Blockchain. Riley, welcome to our podium.
How's it going? Thanks for having me, Noah.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Riley, before we get started talking about Spartan Blockchain, do you want to give us a quick background and intro into yourself, what you're studying currently, what got you interested into Web3, your career aspirations, and how you plan on bridging those with what you're studying currently in university?
Yeah, for sure, Noah. I'm currently a computer science major at Michigan State University, and I've been into blockchain since about 2015. I never really bought anything until recently, but I've always been watching and seeing the space progress. And I've happened to find this club on campus, this organization, and I've been part of the organization for the past 3 years, and now I'm currently the president of the organization. And kind of just our goal for this entire organization is to be innovators on campus with Michigan State and grow blockchain to those who are unfamiliar, not just people that are in the space, but people that are kind of on the edge of joining. We make that push for them.
Yeah, right on. So you said you've been in the space since 2015. When you found the club, how much have you guys grown? What are some of the big catalysts that you think went into your development and the broadening of the club's population?
Yeah, for sure. So when I got in here, there was, prior to me joining as like a board member, there was two of these innovation conferences. We call it the Spartan Blockchain Innovation Conference, and that's kind of our main event for the entire year. And prior to it, they weren't as big, but as soon as I got into the board and became president, we became to work and get those to get that event to be as big as we can, and we've done pretty successful at that. We've gotten Goldman Sachs to come and speak about what they're doing in the blockchain, Deloitte, Accenture, a whole list of names, and including that we raised our member count by 50 members. So right now we're at about 115 members that are on campus and interested in learning more about blockchain, either if it's on the business side of things or the more technical side of things. We have a pretty wide range of people that are interested in the Web3 space and blockchain in general.
And Riley, we have some of your classmates up here. Gentlemen, would you like to introduce yourselves really quick and give us a quick background to what you're studying and how you found your way into Web3?
For sure. My name is Logan Moroff. I'm the VP of Outreach here at Spartan Blockchain, and I'm a data science major. And how I got into blockchain is actually through Riley. Me and him were living together in 2020 and really started to see this like most recent bull market kind of take off, and it really pushed us to get into the space. So that's kind of my origin story there.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Victor. I'm the VP of marketing at the club, and I guess what interested me is I'm a finance major, so just interest in the markets is what drew me to the club.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for having us, Noah, today, by the way. My name is Mario Kezi, and what drew me to crypto is I was really into trading options, and then I kind of saw crypto as like another source of income, and I started really learning about it, and then it kind of went on this journey with like Logan and Riley and really learning crypto, and then I ended up being the CEO of the nonprofit side of the club, which is more of the consulting side. So, thank you.
Yeah, so you guys have different sides, different arms of the club. Riley or anyone else that wanted to dive into each individual arm and tell us how those work.
Yeah, so we have a student registered organization, so that's for students to come and learn more about blockchain. But then on the other side, we have this nonprofit organization where we do consulting work for various different organizations on campus, as well as for the university itself. Our university currently is doing, I believe, one of the first blockchain-based bond offerings. So they're tokenizing these bonds through Goldman Sachs, and we kind of consult and work on the proposals with Goldman Sachs and with Michigan State to have this bond, and that bond is going to be offered in late 2023. So we're pretty excited about that. That's been in the works for quite some time now. And yeah, those are our two arms, and we kind of are moving back and forth from those arms, and each of the members kind of have a job on the consulting side as well as a job to learn on the student organization side.
So, with respect to the student organization side, how many students are currently part of that arm, and what kind of blockchain education do you guys offer? Is it very basic stuff? Is it more advanced, or is it like tiers that students can move up and get better at?
So yeah, so on the registered organization side, the student side, we offer these biweekly classes, and it can range from what is blockchain to Solidity workshops, where we actually teach students who are interested how to write their own smart contracts and kind of interact in the blockchain. So it does range to very technical to just beginner. So it kind of encapsulates all those kids that aren't too familiar and the kids that are already on chain doing crazy things.
How big are you guys in total? Like, how
Yeah,
big is the entire Spartan?
on the student organization side, we have about 115 members, but then on the consulting side, about 20 to 30 of those members that are on the student side help out in the consulting side. So we kind of introduce them through the student side, and then once we think they're ready to start consulting and helping out in the space, we move them to the nonprofit side. And I can have Logan kind of speak on some of the stuff that we have coming up, like our blockchain academy, and we offer like a suite of services for our members. If Logan, you want to speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, for sure, I'd be happy to. So with this blockchain academy, we're trying to work on what is essentially the master class for blockchain, where we want to have these like workshop style classes with these industry leaders coming in to teach specific skills. So for instance, I don't know if you've ever heard of the platform Glassnode. It's a pretty big like data analysis service. We're like talking to them right now about maybe coming in and providing for our suite of services their like advanced package, and then having them come in and teach a course on how to use those tools to best like analyze on-chain information. And then like on top of that, we could have courses with some like Mev bot creators that I've worked with before, teaching them how to create these, these trading bots, excuse me. And then we also have worked with some Ethereum node creators, like people who have run those types of services. So we're hoping to work with them to create courses on how to do these types of things to kind of help lead our students to be more just involved in the blockchain space as a whole.
Yeah, and to piggyback off Logan, we also have a partnership with Encode Foundation. They essentially run these cohorts which are free to join. So anybody listening, you should check them out if you're interested in learning the development side of blockchain. They essentially provide our members with these cohorts that they can go in and do a 4-week or 8-week program to learn the blockchain. And then on top of that, they host hackathons for various blockchains. I know I participated in a near protocol hackathon, and I got $50 for even attending the hackathon, which is, I mean, I was pretty novice at like the web development side of it, or the development side of blockchain prior to joining in, but then even just joining in, I still learned some, and I got paid to do it. So Encode is a great resource for everyone to utilize.
That's awesome. So how does Encode work? Is it Is it a program that runs a couple times a year? How do people apply for it? Give us some insight into that, please.
Yeah, if you go to Encode, if you just look up Encode Foundation, they have like cohorts and stuff going on all throughout the year. It really varies. Like I know they had an Avalanche hackathon not too long ago. Yeah, they kind of run these programs and these cohorts throughout the year, and some you have to apply to, and like be accepted. But some of the ones like the Solidity Bootcamp, I know Logan participated in that, and that's free, and you get a free participation NFT with that. So I mean, it's pretty cool just to learn from people that already have experience with it and get a free NFT for your participation.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming anyone can participate in this, right? It doesn't just have to be MSU students.
Yep, exactly. So you can just sign up and apply if you're not a student. But we just have a specific partnership with them where we kind of give our members the opportunity to get first in those cohorts. But it is free to apply for everybody.
Right. If I can piggyback on that too, like the cohort that I was a part of, there was people from all across the entire world that were joining it. And additionally, I just looked it up. The next cohort is going to be Friday 24th, February 2023. So for anyone looking to join that, definitely go check it out on their website and apply.
Guys, you talked about the nonprofit organization where you do consulting work for various different organizations on campus. You said it's about like 20 to 25 members, if I'm not mistaken. Can you dive a bit deeper into what kind of consulting work and for what organizations on campus?
Yeah, so specifically for Michigan State, we kind of are going through these proposals with Goldman Sachs about the bond. So Goldman Sachs will send us a proposal. We'll look over it, and then if we think there's any changes, such as like, hey, we don't think that this blockchain network is going to be suitable because of gas fees or whatever, we will relay that information to Michigan State. Michigan State will make the proper changes, and then relay that back to Goldman Sachs. And we've been going through this cycle for about a year and a half now, and we're kind of getting down to the last leg of that to actually have this bond be active on the Goldman Sachs digital assets platform. So that's pretty cool. And then we also do consulting for another consulting group on campus. So like whenever they have a blockchain project, they'll come to us and be like, hey, like, is this a viable project? Does this make sense? And we'll relay the information back to them. On top of that, we also talk to a couple of the venture capitalists in the area. So whenever they have another blockchain project that comes across their desk, we'll vet the project and I'll make sure it's suitable, make sure we let them know any problems with the project, anything that we see in the future that could go wrong. And essentially we'll relay the information back to them, tell them if it's good or not. And then that's kind of what we do. We don't really charge a fee for that. We keep it to just experience for our members and the people that are involved. So it's a pretty cool service to have on campus, especially if you have a blockchain company and need help like kind of navigating the waters. We have some experienced people that have been in the space and know what to look for in terms of like rug pulls and such like that.
I'm curious about, and you've talked about it a couple times just now as well, the tokenizing of bonds through Goldman Sachs. It sounds very interesting, and I actually didn't know that Goldman Sachs was getting involved in this capacity. Do they have their own private blockchain, or tell us a bit more about that? I find it very interesting.
Yeah, I can't speak on like too much of it because it's some of it's still confidential. But yeah, essentially they have their own private blockchain where they host these tokenized assets. It's still, I think, in the beta, like it's not fully released yet. But the Michigan State bond is going to be one of the first assets to be provided through them. And I think another city had done something similar. I think we're going to be the first university to do a bond. I'm pretty sure that in the future we're going to see a lot more of universities and municipals are just going to be starting to do these tokenized bonds through either Goldman Sachs' platform or actually on some decentralized network like Ethereum.
It's cool that you guys get to work on them with that. I'm interested to see what other big companies start to take this same initiative and find different ways to make blockchain solutions integrate and improve their current ecosystem. I think it's really awesome. I had no idea Goldman Sachs was doing this. And I understand. Good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think it also just provides a crazy amount of value to our members because they just get to see like an actual company like Goldman Sachs doing something in the space that is tangible and like each member can help out and do their own part and make their own thoughts about what should go next, and that will actually get relayed into the physical like asset. I think it's pretty cool to see and be a part of as well.
Yeah, I agree. It builds that confidence. Logan, I don't know. I saw you unmute your mic for a second.
Level. All of our clubs, like services and functions, are really designed to connect our members to as many like resources and innovators in the space as possible. So like, for instance, like right now we're working with Fidelity's crypto side to create a portfolio of our like club members' resumes for them to pull from for future job hires.
Interesting. A portfolio of your club's resumes. But is this are you guys having this stuff like on the blockchain and the resumes are represented as NFTs or?
No, that's just Fidelity. Fidelity just reached out to our club and just asked for like a handful of resumes to work on to work with Fidelity and Fidelity Crypto.
Got it. Sorry, I got confused there for a second. Basically, they have interest in hiring students with crypto backgrounds or with aspirations of working in the industry.
Yeah, and that kind of just ties into the point where we just kind of want to offer the ability for people who want to work in the space an easier route to getting into working in the space instead of just reaching out to somebody on Twitter and trying to get a job or like being in Discord and showing it through there. We want to be able to have this like easy route to, if you want to work in crypto, you can work in crypto. It's not going to be hard. We'll take a resume and we'll give it to whoever asks for it, Fidelity, etc.
I think it's amazing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Logan.
Yeah, no worries. So for instance, if anyone in this space right now is listening and that sounds like you, maybe you'd be interested in pulling from our pool of resources, we would love to work with you. So please like DM me, Riley, the Spartan blockchain account, Mario, any of us. We would love to hear it.
So I think it's really cool because, as you said, Riley, you don't have to go DM people. Most of the people that work in the industry, if you ask them how they got their job, it was either through Discord or Telegram or just hanging around these unofficial silos. But it is really cool to see this paradigm shift happening in real time where the industry is becoming more, is being taken more seriously. You have these big companies and corporations that understand they can benefit from it in some way, shape, or form. And they're actually starting to reach out to folks like you for resumes and information on students that they could potentially hire. I think I told you this on our call, Riley, and I echo this over and over again. Gen Z, Gen Alpha